In this video, we will evaluate an expression that requires us to use all 6 steps in the order of operations. We'll be evaluating the following expression if x equals 4. The expression is 3 plus 5 times the quantity x plus 3, close the quantity, squared, minus 2x. Evaluate means the same thing as simplify, and whenever we simplify or evaluate, we use the order of operations. The order of operations has 6 steps, and the first step is to substitute the given values in for the variables. You have to look in the directions in most cases for any given values, and here we're told that x equals 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that step 1, which is to substitute the given values in for the variables, and we're told that x equals 4. So what we do is we put each of the x variables, every place you find x in the expression, in parentheses, and then you rewrite the entire expression just as it is, except whenever you come across an x, you're going to replace the x with a 4. X equals 4. So notice that this is the exact same thing, except both places that I had an x, I now have written a 4. So we've done step 1 in the order of operations. Now to step 2. Change all subtraction to addition by adding the opposite. So we look here for subtraction, and we find some subtraction right here. So we need to change that subtraction to addition by adding the opposite. So we go to the term next and just put a negative sign in front, and that's the only case that we have subtraction for, so we've done step 2. Next we do step 3, do everything inside the grouping symbols. Now grouping symbols can be anything from parentheses to brackets to even a fraction bar separates a numerator from a denominator. A radical sign like a square root, you need to do what's inside that radical sign before you do anything else once you get to this step. So there's lots of grouping symbols. In this case, we have a couple sets of parentheses, but some of those just have a number in it. This set of parentheses, for instance, has a 4 in it. There's nothing to do inside that grouping symbol. However, if you look at these grouping symbols, the one that has 4 plus 3 in it, there is something that we can do inside that grouping symbol. So we should do that. Inside the grouping symbol is 4 plus 3, which equals 7. Everything else should come straight down around what you've just done without doing anything else. When you simplify an expression, you should do one step at a time. And notice how everything came straight down. I'm not trying to conserve space and bunch things up in here. I left the spacing just as it is. That's going to help me, first, stay organized, and second, if by chance I make a mistake somewhere along the way, doing it this way helps me very clearly see what I might have done incorrectly. So now there's nothing left for me to do inside any grouping symbols, so step 3 is complete. Step 4 is to take all powers. Here is the only power, and another word for a power is an exponent. This is telling me to take 7 and square it. When I square 7, what that really means to do is take 7 times 7. So when you evaluate powers like this, I would highly recommend for you to actually write what that exponent means. It means 7 times 7. So right underneath the 7 squared, I'm going to write 7 times 7. And I'm going to bring everything else straight down. Now this 5, and then with the grouping symbol right next to it, since there's no sign in between, we know that that simply means we're multiplying. So when I bring this 5 down, it's going to be 5 times, and then that 7 squared, which is 7 times 7. Everything else, again, comes straight down. And we continue. There are no more powers, so step 4 is complete. We've taken all powers. Step 5 is to do all multiplication and division from left to right. So we look for multiplication or division. Here is the first multiplication sign. So we should multiply. 5 times 7 is 35. And now we still have another times 7 in there that we can't really do in this step, so we're going to bring it straight down. Now you could, if you wanted to, or can do this in your head, you could multiply each of these 3 together right now. If you have smaller numbers, that might be easier to do, but this is another way to do it, and I'd recommend doing it this way at least the first couple times. Plus negative 2 times 4. We're still in the multiplication step, so we can do this, and we have, whenever we multiply, we should take care of the signs first. It's a negative times a positive, and anytime we have a negative times a positive, the answer is negative. 2 times 4 is 8. Bring everything else straight down. Make sure that you don't forget anything. And we're still in step 5 because there's still some multiplication to do here. So we bring that down. And then we multiply 35 by 7, which is 245. And then we bring everything else straight down. We look and see that there is no more multiplication or division, so step 5 is complete. And now we're on to the 6th and final step, where we do all addition and subtraction from left to right. So we're first going to add 3 plus 245, which is 248. Bring down the plus negative 8. And now we add 248 plus negative 8. Here we're going right on the number line. We're going left. We're going in opposite directions, so we subtract. 248 minus 8 is 240. And we're on the right side of the number line, so it's positive. This, we've reduced the expression down to one number, so it is in simplest form. We've completed all the steps in the order of operations. There's no more addition or subtraction left to do. So 240 is in simplest form.